people that think the same way that you do. I mean, be kind to everyone.
How Ellen DeGeneres went from America's sweetheart to toxic boss. Behind the downfall of the Ellen Show, toxic workplace allegations, and how it reshaped her legacy, uplifting piano fades into tense strings. Montage, Ellen dancing onto her set, audience roars, be kind, sign, then switch to headlines like, toxic workplace allegations against Ellen. In bold red, she was America's favorite comedian, always sunny, always dancing, always reminding us, be kind. For nearly 20 years, the Ellen DeGeneres Show dominated daytime TV. But in 2020, a storm broke. Anonymous accusations painted a very different picture: racism, intimidation, fear. By 2022, the show ended. Today, we examine, how did Ellen DeGeneres go from beloved icon to toxic boss? What happened behind the scenes, and how did it change her legacy forever? Section 1, Rise of the Kind Lady. Montage, Ellen stand-up in 80s, sitcom Ellen, coming out moment, red carpets, media interviews. Ellen DeGeneres was born in 1958 in Louisiana, launching a stand-up career in the 80s. Her sitcom Ellen made headlines in 1997 when she came out, becoming a voice for LGBTQ+ representation, en.wikipedia.org. 1. After a hiatus, she returned to mainstream fame in 2003 with The Ellen DeGeneres Show, a vibrant daytime program filled with dancing, giveaways, celebrity guests, and heartfelt kindness. Ellen's famous dance intro, emotional reveal moments, generous surprise, her signature sign-off, be kind to one another, became a cultural catchphrase. She won 32 daytime Emmys and earned a Presidential Medal of Freedom. Ellen was more than a host, she was America's sweetheart, the embodiment of joy and empathy. Firstpost.com. 2. en.wikipedia.org. 3. But fame can blur perception. Behind the smiles, some viewed Ellen's persona as carefully crafted, and found fractures starting to form. Section 2. The cracks in the façade. Visual contrast, headlines from mid-2010s about Ellen's kindness versus whispers of not so nice. In 2020, rumors brewed, celebrity gossip, hushed podcasts. In 2019, comedian Kevin T. Porter tweeted that Ellen was notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Within days, thousands of alleged mean Ellen stories surfaced. Vocal.media. 4. en.wikipedia.org. 1. But warnings were dismissed as jealous outcry against her success. In July 2020, BuzzFeed published a report featuring accounts from 36 current and former employees detailing a toxic workplace, racism, intimidation, fear, even sexual misconduct by top producers. EW.com. 5. Vocal.media. 4. Staff described being punished for bereavement leave, subject to microaggressions, and afraid to speak up. Though Ellen wasn't directly accused, the report outraged fans, and her carefully crafted image began to fracture. Moneycontrol.com. 6. Vocal.media. 4. Warner Media launched an internal investigation. Ellen penned a letter, on day one, no one would ever raise their voice, obviously something changed. I am disappointed, and for that, I am sorry. EW.com. 7. BuzzFeedNews.com. 8. Section 3. The Apology Tour and the Fallout. In September 2020, Ellen returned to air with a 7-minute apology. EW.com. 9. Firstpost.com. 2. She acknowledged the failures. I take responsibility, with privilege and power, but critics said it came too late, too bland. A bright star was dimming. Viewers drifted away. Advertisers became cautious. Ellen called it a funk. She was in therapy, publicly shared feeling like the most hated person in America. EW.com. 9. EW.com. 10. In her 2024 Netflix special For Your Approval, Ellen joked about being kicked out of show business for being mean, and revealed she'd sought therapy amid the backlash, but former employees were not impressed. 6. Criticized the special, telling Rolling Stone it misrepresents abuse allegations and diminishes their experiences. Them.us. 12. Even rising comedian Margaret Cho described Ellen as a mean girl, citing a dismissive personal encounter in the 80s and cutting Bowie interview, and called behavior creepy and weird. Section 4. Closure of a legacy. In May 2021, Ellen announced the show would end in 2022 after 19 seasons, though predated. Many connected the cancellation to the toxicity scandal. The final show aired May 26, 2022, with heavy guest lineup and few smiles, a celebration tinged with sorrow. Ratings never recovered. Daytime TV moved on. In late 2024, Ellen and wife Portia de Rossi relocated to the English countryside, secretly starting their lives anew. People.com. 16. She quietly re-emerged with a Netflix comedy tour in 2024, joking about hate, therapy, and being mean, yet kept mainstream profile minimal. Section 5. Legacy reconsidered. Ellen DeGeneres' legacy is undeniably two-sided. On one hand, she was a trailblazer, one of the first openly gay entertainers to break through mainstream television. Her courage to come out in the 1990s was a landmark moment in LGBTQ+ visibility. Through the Ellen DeGeneres Show, she made kindness cool, turning random acts of generosity into a daytime TV tradition. But behind the laughter, former staffers told a very different story, a workplace described not as joyful or inclusive, but as fearful, hostile, and hierarchical. The smiling host on screen, they said, bore little resemblance to the cold, detached figure behind the scenes. For many watching from the sidelines, the scandal served as a cautionary tale, how power and privilege, even with the best intentions, can blind leaders to the reality of what's happening under their name. In Ellen's case, her now iconic phrase, "Be kind," became a double-edged sword. It wasn't just a feel-good mantra, it became a yardstick by which her own behavior was judged. And when she fell short, the backlash felt doubly personal. As comedian Margaret Cho and others noted, kindness must be authentic, not just branding. When audiences suspect a disconnect between persona and practice, forgiveness becomes elusive. Fame doesn't protect from mistakes. It magnifies them. Section 6. What comes next? Today, Ellen is rebuilding, or maybe redefining, her future. Her Netflix tour signals willingness to engage publicly, but cautiously. Her image is no longer untouchable. Her fan base remains split. Some remember the dancing, the laughs, the compassion. Others recall the fear behind the smiles.